Hello, we are
Good evening.
Here. How are you, Andy?
I'm alright, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I did actually see Andy earlier, like literally.
Yay!
So this is.
We had hugs earlier.
We did. Hi, Kenny Rebel. Hi, Pony Tony, Thicky Smalls, Pegasus, Fresh Meat, Marky Mark, Andrew Taylor, Land of Challenge, Daz, Terry G, Rage. Hello, Les. Hello, Les. Welcome.
Evening all.
Episode 162, belts and chest rigs tonight. We're going to be talking all about loadouts for
suspenders,
snibbing, chest rigs, all that lovely stuff all rolled into one. So, yeah. Hi, Danny.
Yeah.
We should hopefully be joined by Lance as well soon.
Yeah. So we're not like randomly taking it in turns and having like 1 and 2 people present the show. Unfortunately, Lance had a bit of a technical issue where his computer did not recognize him and didn't want to log him in. So he's currently panically loading up now. So
it's the age-old classic. He just died on his arse, literally, as he's trying to get in. So hopefully he'll be with us. But hi, Roscoe. Yeah. Hi, James C. Evening all. First time in a while when I've been able to get on live.
Lovely.
Welcome back, James.
Welcome back.
Yeah. Oh, here he is.
Hello.
Hey.
I just need a moment of calm. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm late, everybody.
How's the sphincter?
Mate, after the work I've done on this computer today, I was literally like, the first one I turned on was like the green screen of death. I was like, I've not seen that before. It's usually blue. What does that mean? And then when I actually got logged in, like everything, all my accounts had disappeared, and I was just like, as in like accounts, like invoicing, everything had gone, and I was like,
that's not good.
But yeah, it's all back now, so it's all fine. So I'm going to buy myself an external hard drive tomorrow to back it all up on. Actually, to be fair, I've got some memory cards. I could just bang one of them in after the show.
It is proper like moment, isn't it, when it doesn't work?
Yeah. But it was when I first turned it on, it says Windows doesn't recognise the profile, or this profile doesn't exist. And I was like, huh? I've not seen that before. This is all very new to me. These are new issues.
It's like I was saying to Mike. It was like, this is not the profile you were looking for. No, it is.
Yeah. I was waiting for the fat dude from Jurassic Park to pop and go, You didn't say the magic word. Like, yeah, fucking hell. It's my password. I know what it is.
Yeah. It is right. Stop telling me I'm wrong.
It is right, yes. Evening all. How are we?
Evening. All right. Other than that, how are you?
I'm very well. Very well. Hello, YouTube.
Look, all 3 of us are back.
And some Facebook.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, I forgot last week, Andy, so I apologise that the intro spiel that's on all the podcast episodes on YouTube and Facebook all say all 3 are back this week, so my bad.
I wanted to day off. I wanted to go and play Night Pews.
How did that go?
Oh, that went wicked. I literally got into the darkest corner, sat there, put my nods down, and just shot everyone who walked past. I was like, this is brilliant.
I probably would have tried to get away with doing other things in a dark corner whilst watching.
Oh, I did that as well, but it was lonesome. And I had to change the the focus on the night vision.
UV light.
Yeah.
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 Didn't know it was paintball.
Was that ghost running around earlier?
Yeah.
Man's gel blasters exploded all over him.
Yeah, your IR signature is not great at the moment.
Yeah. This is not the IR signature you're looking for.
No, it was really good. So they're going to do it like once a month now. Cool. So they're going to do a complete blackout night game at Battery every month.
Nice. Mike, you could attend that with your cam cream skills, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah. Like there was some proper cammed up people there. Like it was.
It was once that I'd used too much of the brown cam cream. Right?
It was very hot, and it ran, didn't it?
Yeah,
it's a very hot day. Why, Iona?
Should we roll into the news?
Yeah.
Let's. If I've got them on my computer, that is. I have. Yay.
Wait and see.
I take my gun and I go, pew, 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 pew.
News. So the first bit of news. What's up?
Just seems to cut
first
short.
Bit of news. Oh, the first bit of news I've got is we now have a discount code with Mission Tailors. It's very exciting. It's not currently on the website, so it will be imminently. But we now have NoFo 10 at Mission Tailors' new website. So if you'd like a cheeky 10% discount,
amazing.
Crack on over
Congratulations
there.
on his new website as well.
It's very exciting.
It's
tennis clap for Jacob at Mission Tailors. Well done.
Yeah.
Can't wait to spend all my money.
Slight downside to that news is we've also recently found out the preppers code isn't working, so I'm rectifying that.
Works for me. It's worked for me.
I can't get it to work on mine.
Unless it hasn't worked for me, and I've just not realised. I saw a message, Kai. Anybody who's ordered anything recently as well, just to be aware, there might be a slight delay in your parcel delivery because the guys and girls at Preppers have been away at IWA. So they've only just been back. Got a bit of a backlog of orders to get through. And it doesn't help them doing flash sales while they're away because everyone goes, yay, flash sale, let's buy some. So yeah, be patient. Your stuff will arrive swiftly
eventually.
as possible.
I do think we need to get to IWA one year.
That's the German one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spotlight.
Can we get invited? We could get invited. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go next year.
We could book on as a media thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Media
gurus.
Media.
We'll wear shirts and look like we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
No, just
IWA owners
walk around and look like we don't.
If we all just turn up with t-shirts on, it says crew manager or something on the back. So, hi guys.
Just walk around with a high vis and a ladder, and you'll get.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Take we could take our out-of-date UCARA licenses and little like lanyards around our necks. Yep, all good.
In Schulzigen, why are three of you carrying the same ladder?
It's really long.
That was also proper German there. Just throwing that.
I've got I've got a phrase I could say. Ich kann nicht, mein Beiser ist Fluss, which means I can't. My beaver is very floppy.
So right,
mine's the only one.
Ja, bitte.
I just know Snell. That's it. Snell.
Genuine, actual advice for once on this show. If anyone's out there is doing a German GCSE or whatever they do nowadays, because I know it's all changed. But when I did my German GCSE, I had the best bit of advice, which is you only need to speak German. It doesn't necessarily need to make sense, right? So I learned key phrases like ich habe ein Beinschmerzen, which means I have a leg ache. So when they ask you, what's your favorite pizza? You go, I don't have a favorite pizza. I have a leg ache. And I got a B in my German GCSE. So yes, well done there.
Fair play. Yeah. I think if you just speak English, but in their accent, that also counts.
Yeah,
or loudly.
Shout
loud and slow.
Loud and stern and like really eyeball them.
In some slightly different news, obviously we spoke about the Snugpack Antarctic mat a while ago. You may remember this. This was the thin thing that they reckoned that you could attach the Velcro to a second one, and then you've got a really tiny sleeping bag.
If you're a graded Buffaloes. Kann ein Fenster offen Gasversen? Can I open a window? I have farted. Yes.
There you go, see? Yeah. Imagine cracking that out in German oral. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Teachers laughing.
Or on the flight out there.
Yeah. My this is massively a different story, but my brother and I went to a German Christmas market, and he doesn't know much German at all. We rocked up, and the first thing that he was like, oh, don't worry, I've got this. Walked up to some German and said, Hände hoch, Scheißkopf, which means hands up, shithead.
Hände hoch,
Scheißkopf. You really shouldn't have said that.
Hands up, shithead. I like it.
So. Handy.
Lots of phrases this evening. Oh, every day's a school.
There we
go. Yeah. Graded Buffalo spent his German GCSE learning to read my speech upside down off the teacher's desk and then learning. Oh.
No way.
Then learning German.
Didn't learn German, just learned to read upside down.
Mine Wasserflash is grob.
Yes.
The Antarctic sleeping pad mat that Snugpack do had the weird Velcro thing. I've now removed the Velcro off of the edge. I completely stripped it off and re-sewed it. So I've got my own little tailoring weekend and now it's completely Velcro-less, and it's a lot nicer. There's no risk of it snagging on anything when you're laying on it or anything like that with a fleece or anything. It was getting caught previously on the hook part of the Velcro. None of that anymore. And it's also substantially smaller. I didn't realize how much the Velcro would actually play a part in this, but when you actually stuff it in the stuff sack it comes in, you now have so much more space in that stuff sack. It's genuinely probably saved about 20 to 30% of the space in the stuff sack by removing just the Velcro from
this. It
this.
Doesn't fold up. Because
it doesn't compress and everything like that, whereas this now compresses a lot better. So a little bit of a win there. So if you are interested in an Antarctic sleeping mat, little tip for you. I haven't tried it out yet in the field. I've only tried it still in my daughter's bedroom. Hoping to try that out at the end of March.
Because you don't have the heating on her room, so you get a full test.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's got to learn to be hardy as a child.
Freeze, you little shit. Go to sleep.
Oh, even in South Hearts Airsoft.
Oh, sorry.
Evening, guys. Well done.
Yeah,
hello.
Welcome along. Welcome.
He was mentioned last week, or they were mentioned last week.
Absolutely. Sterling effort with the shift games. Games for people who work shift
workers.
Shift crews.
Yeah.
Blue light brigade type thing. Excellent. Yeah. Nicely done.
Can I just say as well, the snippet that was used, that we sent over to them, I look horrifically uninterested. I'm so apologetic for that. Clearly, when Lance goes off on one about a story, I just phase out and start doing other things. So I'm very
as
sorry.
usual. I think I'm used to it now.
No, that's just normal. That's just
here he goes again, spouting more bollocks.
I watched that clip back and I couldn't have looked more disinterested. The South Hearts Airsoft, genuinely well done. It's really good effort on that front.
Do we not have a clap? Do we not have a?
We do.
We have
I've got a karate chop for you now, Lance. Do a karate chop.
You're like the sound department for the BBC.
There you go. I haven't got any other news. Any news from... Oh, sorry. Any news from two of you?
No, he's not even doing it.
So I have been... I've been made aware of a charity event that's coming up soon. There is a group of airsofters called the British Lumber Company. Their Insta is British_lumber_company. They are doing a sponsored walk on Brecon Beacons. They're doing, I forgot how they grade it, but like the highest level walk that you can do on the Brecon Beacons, the one where you actually end up climbing vertical bits and things. I know that a couple of them have never walked in their life. They drive to Tesco's. But
just roll around the floor.
Yeah.
I've decided to roly-poly everywhere.
So they're raising money for a charity called Combat Stress. I'll throw the... I'm
not laughing at that bit, Andy. I'm laughing at the roly-poly.
No, yeah.
Not that fucking horrible.
Combat Stress for veterans' mental health. They're
awesome.
A registered charity. It says that they provide clinical treatment for support.
You banged your knee.
Sorry. Yeah. No, don't fall over for veterans of the British Army. For the that really hurt.
I was karate chopping your fucking laser gun in.
Useless. Where was I? Right. They provide clinical treatment for support for veterans of the British Armed Forces with focus on complex mental health issues. And they basically, if for every pound raised, they can literally spend it. So for a pound, 76p is going direct to helping a veteran with mental health. So if you have a couple of spare pounds knocking around, every little helps for them. I think they've got a limit. I think they've got an estimated target of £1,500. But if anyone's got a few spare pennies that they can throw over to them, the link is running across the bottom of the screen. But for our listeners, it's events.combatstress airsoft.org.uk/fundraiser/British Lumber Company. Any support you can give them would be mostly appreciated. And well done, guys, and good luck. And I know a couple of them listen to the show, so please, once you've done it,
Pony Tony's one because he's just put, "I'm gonna die."
Yeah, he's one of them.
Unless that's just a cry for help, and he's genuinely.
Well, that's what I was just
in peril right now.
No,
but great for still listening. You know.
Yeah,
but
I'm
that's
drowning,
commitment.
help.
Holding his phone up out the water till the last second. And that's the end of the news.
Yeah, he's the one with he's the one that drives to Tesco's that is literally over the road.
Tony, that's disappointing. Especially you being called Pony Tony. I thought you'd like ride a steed. At least. At the very least, ride a horse or pony.
Grady Buffalo says our target is £1,500 and we're currently at 500 plus. Which is
well
done.
Well done, guys. Let's see if we can get them over that.
Yep, there'll be a few more bob coming your way. I am sure of it.
Yep.
Nicely
Fingers
done.
crossed. Yeah, it's a great charity, and hopefully none of you guys fall off the edge of a mountain.
Yeah, definitely. Don't want that to happen.
But if you do, take photos and send them to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, tag us in it.
Yeah, and when Tony gets airlifted, like, definitely film that.
Yeah, make sure you video that. Hopefully, it doesn't do the spinny thing that poor old lady suffered in the Grand Canyon in the US. Do you see that video?
Yeah.
Fuck, she got to like Mach 12. So they picked her up on the stretcher under the helicopter. The helicopter took off. The downdraft started spinning the bed. And apparently, by the time it stopped and they landed again, her eyes were bleeding.
Jesus.
And it's not funny.
It's not funny at all. It's horrific.
But you really should find the video because honestly, this thing. In the end, I think it's the actual bed spinning that keeps the helicopter in the air because it's going quicker than the actual propeller.
Why did they not put her in the helicopter?
Well, because they couldn't land. Because it was in like a gully, a canyon. They sort of clipped on, and then as they took off, and it's got the cockpit, and he's like the pilot's going, "Oh darn!" And she's going.
Yeah, because they don't load them in; they take them to the top of the canyon,
and then touchdown. And then
it's like a grabber.
But they reckon
basically.
They reckon she got to like Mach 8 or something.
Jesus.
Like her eyes were bleeding.
Oh God.
All the blood was in her head. All the blood in her body was in her head rather than the rest of her body. So she had like 9 litres of blood in her head. Or something.
Yeah,
I kind of hope that happens for Anthony.
But like half as bad. Just a little bit. Really quickly sort of thing. You know. Yeah. 7 Gs she got to. 7 Gs. There you go. Well, 7, 8. Fuck it. It might as well be 12 if it's 7.
What's a couple G amongst friends?
Exactly, yeah.
So, cool. Any other news?
There was, yes, but I didn't get any more details on it. It was the Jaeger Precision's new hop for the MWS has been teased about coming out at some point. Keep your eyes peeled for that, all you MWS owners. Some more Gucci kit coming from Jaeger Precisions, which is awesome.
Oh,
we
yeah.
love him.
Shift Your Riffs. They are now taking bookings for the stalls. I already know that there are a few people, a few companies going that we are friends with. So if you're interested,
get in touch.
Get in touch, and we can get you some pictures.
We've got contacts in it.
And there's going to be beer tent now.
Beer tent.
Yeah, it's quicker if Lance does it. Just do your own sound effects, Lance.
I can do it.
Come on. Why does it work for you?
It's because he's pressing it and doing it at the same time. Nearly.
Did it. Lebosh.
Right.
Yes.
Let's end the news.
That's not fair. You caught me off guard, sir. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to go back to the castle.
Right, so tonight we're talking belts, belt kits, chest rigs, and webbing setups. So we have some photos to show and tell. Lance, I have yours queued up first. These are in no particular order, Lance, so I apologise. They are just numbered Lance 1 to 5. So start us off. Tell us about your journey into
That is webbing. I
webbing
can
and
tell that.
chest rigs.
Yeah, I love webbing. Webbing. If I had to pick one bit of load carrying kit to have ever again, it would just be webbing. If I had to choose over plate carrier and chest rig and all that, because it's just versatile. You can take bits off and put bits on. You can carry. I think a webbing set can carry a lot more kit than what a plate carrier or chest rig can carry, because the way it's situated and supporting properties about it. But yeah, I love a belt kit. That one I've got, which is a bit of a bastard because it's made up of different things. I've got a few JJ's pouches on there. I've got a Borea water bottle pouches, a British Army Para webbing set, ammo pouches, which are just there, right in the foreground there. And it's mounted on a British Army Molly hip belt and a medium size with a kit pimp yoke with the wide shoulder straps. Fucking wickedly comfortable. And it's got a Mora knife on it, as you can see in the picture. If you're not listening back, it's a black-handled Mora knife with a green sheath. Yeah. Wicked for
that's my favourite colour combination of the Mora knife.
Definitely, yeah. I've got the all black one. I've got the limited edition Bushcraft all black, which has got like a hard sheath, but it looks like it's like a... Is it dippled leather? Stippled leather.
Yeah.
Sort of look to it, yeah. So that's a cool, and the actual blade's a little bit chunkier as well on that knife than the normal. The Mora one usually tapers off towards the end, whereas this one stays more like a bushcraft knife all the way to nearly to the tip. So I do like that one. That was their 21 year anniversary knife, I think they did. but yeah, I mean, I think they've got some more pictures there of the belt kit itself. That's much content. So I had actually brings me on to my point I wanted to make tonight. Was I had a comment come in saying there's far too much kit in that belt kit, and I did ask in our team chat about it, and obviously got some good feedback from you boys as usual. But one of the comments was you could remove the ammo pouches and the two pouches on the back, and either store them on the front of the yoke or put them in your Bergen, and that one sort of baffled me a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why would you remove the pouches that hold your magazines and put them either in your Bergen or right on the front? I didn't get it. I was thinking to myself, am I being stupid?
Well, no, you'd make it more like a chest rig, wouldn't you? At that point, if you've moved them from the side and put them on your front, you've made it like a chest rig and a plate carrier. How you'd have them situated on the front there.
But it doesn't take away from the too much kit bit, because all you're doing is keeping the same kit on there, but just moving it. So anyway, it baffled me a little bit, but yeah, I'll put it down to just sort of naivety a little bit maybe. But yeah, that's my setup. So I carry in there probably more so than what some other people carry. But, you know, ammo, water, first aid, snacky bits, a bit of admin, comms, everything you'd need for out on the ground, really. Enough to sustain yourself for a good 12, 14 hours maybe, if not longer if need be. So I've got the ability to cook, first aid kit, admin stuff, comms, ammo, water.
I mean, it's almost the equivalent of like a day sack on your hip, isn't it?
Essentially, mate, yeah. So, and that's the way I've sort of made it very modular like that. So, like my first aid kit that goes in my webbing, I can just whip it out and put it straight onto my battle belt. It can go straight into my chest rig or whatever it is I'm using, straight into my day sack. So it's whatever pouch it goes in on my webbing, it can also fit into the same style of pouch that's on my belt kit, on my battle belt or whatever. But then everything, all that content's there. If I'm not running webbing, like you say, it can go inside a day sack, it can go inside a little 17-litre assault pack. I can fit all that into my little Virtus assault pack, and then just run a little chest rig. So yeah, it's very versatile. I just find it so comfortable because you've got the kit pimp yoke. It's got a really wide shoulder straps on it. It just disperses the weight so much you literally don't realise you're wearing it, and it's a quick on and off. You know, it's literally the quick buckle on the front, and then you can just slide it off. It's just love it. I love a belt kit. It's really good. Some people hate them, which I sort of get. I mean, I've not worn it day in day out for weeks on end, like serving or ex-serving guys have done. I've only worn it at weekends, cutting about, playing fucking toy soldiers. But for me, it's fucking lovely and comfortable. I love it. Really good bit of kit. Yes.
I think for me, because this is something that we always have that's different. And I was talking about Andy before the show, but I don't generally tend to carry that much stuff on me in my kit. I prefer having like just a day sack, having everything in that same sort of setup in terms of, you know, everything sort of dry bagged, kept apart and organised on that front. But it's kind of just kept in the day pack, and then I can just ditch that as and when I need to, and then. I've just got effectively ammunition, comms, water on myself with some snacks, cam cream, and that sort of setup. I don't generally tend to carry like the full cook set and stuff. But then, having said that, because this was the outcome of what Andy and I were saying, in that, well, right, if you dump your day sack, say you dump your day sack over there, and then you're stuck over there, you don't have to then go and get your day sack again. But that might be the difference between airsoft and real world scenarios and stuff like that, because obviously you can't just bin off your webbing setup. You're going to lose everything.
There, it's with you, isn't it?
And you can't lose it then. If you dump your day sack and then you move off for like 2 miles or whatever like that, it's not going to be something you can necessarily come back to. So it does make sense from that perspective. But how do you find it, like playing airsoft and stuff? Because obviously it's a slightly different game. Do you find it to be a heavy amount of kit? Are you finding that you're using all those things when you're running around and doing your milsim?
I've done. I've used it. I've even run webbing at Longmoor before, and I've used it out on the ground where we've been. Say we've been at the sand fob, and we've got there, and it's like, all right, you're there now for 2 or 3 hours, and it turns out, the next section that's coming in isn't ready yet, or they're stuck doing something else, so we can't. You're going to have to stay there for another 2 hours. So you're 5 hours on one location. Then that's when it sort of comes into its own. Because although you can see I've got my metal cup there, that just sits inside, my water bottle sits inside it, so it's not really taking up any real estate, if you know what I mean. It's just there if I need it. I've got my flexi stove which slides down the back of it, so it's not really. I've not had to add anything to it. That's just still a belt kit size amount of pouches or whatever it is on a webbing set. But it's just giving me that flexibility to be able to go, well, yeah, that's cool. Doesn't matter. I've got a few snacks in my kit that I can gnaw on. I've got 2 litres of water. I can get a brew on. I can share a brew with someone else or whatnot. Do you know what I mean? So there's that sustain. I like it for the sustainability factor that I haven't really got to worry about going back. Apart from if we run low on ammo and you need like a resupply or something like that, then that's a bit different. But just for like your comforts out on the ground, I haven't really got to worry about. Oh, got to get back because I'm literally all I've got is this, and I'm out of everything now. And it's like I said, it's so comfortable to wear. It really is, because it just sits around your hips. The yoke spreads all the weight across your back, and it's just. I don't know what it is, because it's not too dissimilar in weight to a plate carrier, even with the plates in. But I find wearing a belt kit, like loaded belt kit, more comfortable than a plate carrier, because I find the weight of the plate carrier is on the shoulders, straight across the top of the shoulders. Whereas
you've got more distribution, don't you?
It's spread around the body. And, like your centre of gravity is sort of maintained, do you know what I mean? Whereas if you're wearing a plate carrier, because it's quite high up, the weight, if you lean forward, you know about it, do you know what I mean? If you lean back, with a webbing, you're sort of, it keeps you central. So that's what I love about it. As long as it's packed accordingly, do you know what I mean? Like keeping your water bottles one either side of you, not all on one side, like you would with a Bergen, you know what I mean? Spreading the weight evenly across the Bergen. So you don't want to fucking load up one side with like 10 kilos and have barely anything on the other, because it's just going to sit shit. You need to keep the weight spread out. But yeah, I just find it so comfortable, and it's such an easy bit of kit to use. It's very versatile. I haven't got to necessarily carry that sort of stuff in there, but 9 times out of 10 I do, and it very rarely changes. The only thing to struggle with webbing is comms. So I've got in that picture there, I've got behind my commander's pouch on my right side, I've got a single off-spray M4 mag pouch, which one radio could sit in. So at least I've got that back to 0 as an emergency. Whereas if I'm running webbing, I'll have my comms will probably just be in my day sack with my Bowman coming out the top. So I've just got that on me all the time. And normally that will just be my 17-litre assault pack, or it'll be my Northern Ireland day sack. And I can pretty much just leave it on, because they're so small. It doesn't create a bigger profile or anything like that. It's literally there. You don't really know. You got the sternum strap on there. You don't even know you're wearing it really. And again, that gives you more real estate for carrying additional kit if you need to, cam nets or fucking whatever it might be. But yeah, no, I've
got to admit, on my webbing, I've thrown the Kydex Customs Bofang radio holder on mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool.
Because it's really narrow. I mean, it holds it really, like, it holds the Bofang radios really well. So if you've got like a little gap in between the webbing, sometimes when you put your 2 pouches together, and then you have like it fits in there perfect, because it's not that wide or deep. Is it? So you can literally have it in there, Like,
Well,
you
that's it.
could
It's
have,
the same with like the so a lot of the JJ, or I think pretty much all the JJ pouches, utility or water bottle, even the WAS pouches, they've all got side molly on them, so you can it's
Yeah.
easy just to molly on a little pouch on there. But especially if you're putting it on where your hip belt is around the back, on that sort of left corner, if you like, of your hip, it always opens up a bit there, so there's always room to run a little comms unit in there or something like that if you needed to. There's always a little
that's
bit of
exactly
space.
where I've put mine, literally right on that opening in between the two pouches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't wire in your comms, do you? Because I mean, there is an option with obviously any setup that you've got, as long as you've got the ability to run it over your shoulder or anything like that, you could run the wires and sort of tape them all down, and then it wouldn't be an issue.
Yeah. Well, it's not so much that. It's just like you said. Then I don't wire in my comms. Like I don't thread them through all the molly on my plate carriers or anything like that. I literally just have the little. I've got a massive amount of these. These are a godsend because they literally go through the molly. You can loop your cabling through there, and that just retains. Where am I? There, and that just retains all your cabling, and you can literally just unpick them, pop them off, and that's your wiring loom, if you like, from all your comms, free then to put it onto your chest rig or your plate carrier, whatever it might be, So I don't tend to thread it through all ornately. I just literally just get it in there so it's secure. It ain't going to snag on nothing. Even a couple of little bits of insulating tape just to bind a lot of the cabling together, just to hold it in place. Just because I change my kit out quite a lot, depending on what event you're doing. Sometimes it's very low profile. Some of your times you're going all out like a bloody great juggernaut with all your gear on there for X amount of time. So it's nice to be able to just quickly change it. That's why I like the old comms pouch from Mission Tailors, so I can just rip it off, bang it on something else, and I've got the two panels there, so I can put one panel on my plate carrier, one on my day sack, and just literally slap the comms onto my bag, and then run the cable over in my ear, and I'm done. So yeah, all good.
Oh, fair. There's a couple of questions that have come in. Chris, do you tend to pack your day sack in the Bergen and then decant it in the field?
No, what I do, Chris, is I pack my Bergen, obviously with the least important stuff going in first to the most important stuff, and then at the very top of my pack, I'll put my empty day sack. So when I get to wherever it is I'm going, I can literally ditch my Bergen, and then whip the empty day sack out, and then sort of load up whatever it is I need if I do need to use it. But I'll always take an empty day sack right in the top lid of my Bergen, just so as soon as I open it up, I can bosh bits and bobs go in there, whatever I need, any additional kit from my Bergen, and then I can stash the Bergen away and just take the day sack, and that's pretty much me done. I won't pack the day sack packed in, but I will pack an empty day sack, if you know what I mean. If that's what you were trying to say. Yeah.
See, I do it slightly differently. I literally pack my day sack with what I think are going to be needed in a day stack. So like there'll be a couple of bits of food, ammunition if I'm allowed to take it out, gas and things like that. And I know that that's packed and ready to go. And if I need any of that stuff, I know exactly where it is. And it's sort of in an extra layer of protection. So it will have my waterproof jacket in there as well. And I'll have that pack sitting on top. So I know if I get somewhere, I can dump my Bergen, grab my day stack, and that's it. I'm ready to go. So I don't have to decant anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same. I just take the empty bag and then just literally just grab the bits out that I need, depending on what the tasking is, basically. Like, I mean, Legion events were a classic in terms of if you're going out on patrol, you could potentially be out all night. So, I tend to kind of anticipate that. But it's hard to do on different events. But, it's if you're out overnight doing a night patrol or anything like that, then it might just be worth taking a few more little luxuries or something like that. But it just depends, because I mean, Tom makes a good point. He said, the airsoft logistic chain tends to be a lot shorter in the real world. So I mean, ultimately, if you do run out of ammo, or you do run out of food or anything like that, you're only really 5 minutes, 10-minute walk from resupplying that if you need to.
I mean, it's like you say, it's all sort of task dependent. I mean, if say for example you was on some sort of like maybe a recce op sort of thing, and you've patrolled in, got into an LUP, and you're like the first pair picked to go and establish an OP somewhere, then you're going to sort of think accordingly, right? Potentially going to be out for like 3 hours now, so I've got to take in consideration the cover I'm going to have available to me, whether I'm going to have to create my own sort of cover. So you're thinking sort of like secateurs, maybe a little folding saw, but again you've got to think of noise, but definitely secateurs, pruning gloves, some sort of scrim net, any optics you're going to have to take, or any sort of like video camera equipment, things like that, your admin stuff for taking notes, comms, water and food supplies, any thermal layers you're going to need. So all those things into consideration, and having that empty day sack. I mean, Northern Ireland day sacks, perfect size for going out for a fair few hours. Wicked bit of kit. You know, you could stretch to it and go for a 40. I mean, I think I'll probably class that as a 40 litre-ish size pack. You could go to like the Camelback Motherload, which is a 60 litre, and that gives you plenty of wiggle room. I quite like a bigger bag as a day sack. So what I've done is my Camelback Motherload, which I do use quite a lot, is I've taken the spine out of it, like the hard curved spine.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just so it can compact down smaller, just to get it into the top of my Bergen. And it gives you a bit more wiggle room for just sort of stuffing kit in there. You know, if you say you took a DOS bag out of it, you can literally just stuff it in. You know, you're not there trying to cramp it in and get the zips done up. If you're in a bit of a rush, you can just literally, I've got plenty of space. I'll just ram it all in and it's going to go. So, so it's just bits to consider, really. I'd certainly go with a day sack. I'd certainly go maybe a size up than go really tiny little assault packy sort of thing, because that's not really a day sack. That's designed to be an assault pack for a specific task, whereas a day sack that can cover a day sack can cover being an assault pack or a day sack. Do you know what I mean? It's if
you can also get like the tightening straps and stuff, can't you? Like on the outside, like the retrofitted Molly tightening straps, so you can tighten it down to make it smaller if you need to, but having that ability to make it bigger.
And then obviously ones that have got Molly on it, you can add additional pouches if you needed to, or anything like you can add a couple of small rocket pouches on the side of a Molly backpack to give you that bit of real estate if you want to put a couple of water bottles in there or something, or an optic of some description, anything like that. So yeah, things to consider.
Yeah, so my day stack, I run the AM something assault pack from Agilite. Because although it's a certain assault pack, it's got clips and you can extend it, and it's got Molly on the side. And I just tend to run, that one. I tend to just put like a couple of pouches on the side, and there's more than enough room in that to go out for 3-4 hours with kit in there.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't take up a lot of room because it does squash down quite small. It's got like fold points in it.
Nice.
So you can fold it up and put it in your bag, and it still stays reasonably flat.
You're such an Agilite fanboy, aren't you?
Oh, I love the stuff. Yeah,
it's good gear, isn't it? It's good gear.
But it also as well, when I want it as an assault, like literal assault pack, I can rim in the sides and it attaches to my plate carrier. So there's no it's so versatile, which I think is probably key. Like having versatile kit is the stuff that is better. If it can do more than one job, then you're laughing.
Definitely, yeah. Dual purpose, mate, all day long. Love that.
Let's push forward with some of these images. That's obviously on screen Lance's kit pack.
So you see there as well, just quickly, a lot of the older kits, they all had like a bungee cord running around them, purely to retain the rigidity of the belt kit. Whereas obviously as kit progressed and got better and better, like especially like the JJs and the WAS pouches, they've got the Molly on the side, so a zip tie in just to hold them together sort of replaces that bungee cord going through the kit. So it's just one less thing that you have to worry about putting on there. Just zip tie it in between where each pouch is around the back. Obviously I don't zip tie my mag pouches, I leave them loose purely because they're the mag pouches. So, to get them to them quickly, you don't want them to be retained too much. But certainly the 4 across the back, just keeps them nice and snug, stops them all bouncing about. Little tip there.
Yeah, what I've seen on a couple of guys doing was that they got the old socks and they cut the bottom off and they put the socks around the center and then mollied round the socks, and it acted a bit like, with the elastic, acted as a bit of a
like a compression type thing.
Yeah, like a compression thing, so they could still open it up and put stuff in there, but when it was empty it kind of pulled itself in. I thought that was quite a cool idea. I don't know, I don't know which socks they were using, but I've seen.
I've got some lovely old blue ones.
Yeah. Oh no, they were green. They were green or tan.
Oh, that's the everlasting chem light there on the back of the yoke. Wicked little bit of kit they are. Just for PIDing at night time and that if you're on patrol. Man behind can see you. You know, you can tape it up so it's just barely like a little pinprick showing. But yeah, they're worth their weight in gold. I've got one on my yoke there. I have one on the top of my Bergen. So yeah, always very handy. Not overly expensive either. You get them on a little wire keyring with a little screw-in tab, so you can tighten them onto anything you like. Yeah, good bits of kit. Recommend them.
Yeah.
It's me.
That sexy bum. This is bottom.
And that's it. It just sits so comfortable, proper comfortable.
Sorry.
You
want to jump onto your chest rig?
Yeah. So this is the Warrior 901 Elite chest rig, which I picked up for an absolute steal off of eBay. It's got 4 double mag pouches on the front. Obviously, Warrior Assault Systems. So yeah, 8 mags up on the front there. Very much urban. Having said that, for a recce loadout, it's wicked, because if I'm running my belt kit, and I'm just going to go, say maybe for like an autumn, early spring event, where it's not getting that cold anymore. It might be dropping into single figures at night, but it's certainly not getting into the minuses. And I'm out on the ground, then I'd run that obviously over the top of the smock with my belt kit. But then I could use the ammo pouches on my belt kit for like a flask to go in. A slightly bigger brew kit just to keep me out on the ground a bit longer, a third water bottle perhaps, and then I can put my ammo up into my chest rig, and then keep my sort of like my admin stuff, maps, compass, and that in the flap behind the ammo pouches there. So again, that's what I've tried to do with a lot of my kit, is make it so I can run it all with each other. Hence the low profile yokes and things like that. I can run my webbing with my plate carrier over the top, and it's still super comfortable. Same with my battle belt underneath my webbing, underneath my chest rig or my plate carrier, and vice versa. But this is a wicked bit of kit. Great for vehicle stuff, urban stuff. Sits quite nice and high on the body. Easy for taking these, getting in and out of vehicles. It's great stuff. All comes with all of my rigs have got a British Army issued dump pouch on them. Little fold out one. I think they're brilliant. They are worth their weight in gold. It's got a custom Mission Tailor's dangler on the front, which I've retrofitted because there's no Velcro panel on the back. So I've literally slid it up inside the back of the plate, the chest rig, with a little bit of bastardising of the mesh on the back and some helpful zip ties and sniper tape. So that's nice and secure now. And it's got the Mission Tailor's custom comms pouch on the left-hand side or right-hand side as you're looking at the screen for the old radio stuff to go in as and when I need it. And that can just tear away and be put onto whatever bit of kit I'm running. And I've just got a big empty utility pouch on my right-hand side for anything else I might need to run. But it's a very basic setup. There's obviously a chest rig. You've only got the real estate on the front. There's nothing on the back. So literally, that is literally for ammo, comms, maybe a little IFAK in a utility pouch or something like that, and then whatever I want to put in a dangler. So it's very, very sort of minimal. Nice and simple, that is. And
it makes it comfy for carrying Bergens and stuff like that as well, obviously, because if you're humping a load of stuff on your back, having a layer of stuff between you and your Bergen is very, very uncomfortable. So.
But they're lovely padded straps, nice and wide. It sits super comfortable, really nice, good retention on it. And like I said, I can chuck my webbing on, I can chuck that on over the top, and then put my Bergen on and literally be fully loaded. Then and it's good to go. Depending on sort of like the style of the event. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you're ditching your Bergen off relatively quickly, so and then switching out to a day sack. But yeah, it's just all good kit. And you can literally leave that on all day long because it just sits there. It doesn't, it's not cumbersome or anything like that. Easy to go prone with it. Especially, it's great for recce. If you're on your belt buckle all day long, watching and stuff like that, it doesn't become tight or in plate carry. You find sometimes you're looking up, like if you're laying prone, you start to get that bit of an ache where you're having to look up, stay upright when you're looking down the sights or whatever. Whereas it's not inhibiting your back or anything. So it's much better.
Would you ever run that with your webbing?
Yeah, I've done it several times. Yeah, it's really good, really easy. Yeah, like I said, I could remove the ammo out of my webbing and then free up those pouches on my webbing for, like I said, like for my little Stanley flask or whatever it might be to go in there for brews, any other sort of kit that I might need, and then just bring all my mags up to my chest rig. And I've got the comms there as well. So yeah, it's just nice and, like you said, it's multi-purpose sort of stuff. I can combine the two. So still carrying the same amount of kit as if I was just wearing a belt kit, but I can spread it out even more just so it's accessible for me depending on what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? So
I have one of those. I was going to come on to that in a little bit. So I haven't used it a lot yet.
You got the 901.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
man.
managed to pick one up. Now, let me come on to it when we come on to it, because I'll talk about it then. But
history time.
cool. Right, so belt setups.
Belt
setups, yes. So this is. Hang on, and I tell you what, I never knew the name of this till the other day, and I did a little bit of
It's called a belt.
pre-event.
it goes round your waist.
And now I can't find what it's called. I think it's called. It's quite cool. It's like grenade belt or something. That's called frag belt. That's what it's called. Warrior Assault Systems frag belt. So this is my shooter's belt setup. I did have a Warrior Assault Systems. Is it the Gunslinger?
Yeah.
But it's too big for me. It was given to me by a great friend. It's too big for me now, so I've passed it on down the chain to someone else who needed one. So that's no longer mine. But yeah, this one here, it's just because it just fits me perfectly. It's a lot more adjustable, and I've sort of tailored this to how I want it. I've got my White Sphere Tactical dual pistol mag and 5.56 and dump pouch all in one combo there, mounted with a little bit of help from zip ties. It's actually designed to go like on the White Sphere shooter's belt. But I've not got that.
No, but they are going to bring out. They are going to bring out Molly ones.
Ooh, yes, I would be
sometime this year.
Very interested in one of them. And going back to where I said about my webbing in my first aid kit and that, so I've got a Virtus, which is very, very similar to the Osprey med pouch for the British Army issue one. And the contents of that can fit into my webbing pouch. The webbing pouch stuff obviously can fit into that. I've got a little utility pouch there to the right hand side, just before my holster, and that's a thigh mounted holster, which just sits off my shooter's belt because I don't like having it sitting it too high. I prefer a sort of lower sitting drawer. And what I've done there is I've got a cummerbund retention T-bar clip from an Osprey, and I've put the T-bar through the molly on the frag belt, and then obviously the male part of that clip set up through the thigh holster, so I can just detach that and clip it onto like my plate carrier or whatever it is I'm running, and it just makes it sit below the belt by like an inch, wherever that buckle is.
Oh right, yeah.
It's just nice and versatile. So I've got undo that one clip and then unclip around the thigh, and I can put it onto like my my plate carrier or another belt or type thing, or I could just run it as a basic holster, just like free on the leg onto a normal belt if I needed to. Yeah, again, basically real low profile harness or yoke. I'm trying to think if that's made by now. I can't remember for the life of me, but it's real thin, and that's why the reason I went with that, because I'm not carrying much weight on it, so the straps don't have to be big. They haven't got to be padded, because it's 9 times out of 10 it's even going to be over a t-shirt or a shirt or whatever. There's going to be some padding there already, and like I said, there's not a lot of weight on that belt, and there shouldn't be really by rights. So I can run that underneath my plate carrier, no dramas whatsoever. I can run it with my chest rig. I can run that with anything really, obviously apart from my webbing, because I've already got a belt on. But yeah, very, very basic setup and very minimal. You know, all I run there, first aid. The utility pouch next to the holster would be for my for a tourniquet and a sort of like a Jerusalem dressing, a Giacomo dressing, if you like, would be carried in there. So I've got like two for sort of first aid, trauma, and then obviously just ammo and my sidearm, and that's literally
for those that have no idea of what a Giacomo dressing is, regarding any massive oversized bandage as a Giacomo dressing, because Giacomo are obviously the brand of clothing for big and tall gents.
So yeah, Mother Fraser makes her own dressings for Milsims, doesn't she? For
vinaigrettes, Caesar.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And I think it's got to be called Giacomo dressings. I love them. I love the name.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, we can call it a Giacomo dressing. As long as we don't get, I have to make sure the spelling's not the same, so we don't get sued for like trademark infringement or anything like that.
Just put Jack and Moo. Put a load of O's at the end.
The Jack and Moo dressing.
Jack and Mo's. Yeah. There you go.
Jack and Mo's.
Jack and Mo's dressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my sort of shooter's belt setup, if you like, if you want to call it that, on the Warrior Assault Systems frag belt. It's a Caramore SF thigh holster, Kydex Customs holster for my High Kappa 45, which is now dead, but I think I'm going to pretty much be replacing that with the TM 45 because it's very, very similar. I think the WE is just a clone of that. So my mags will work in the TM1 and this, that, and the other. So it just makes it a lot easier, a bit more cost effective to not replace like 3 magazines with more different magazines. It's ridiculous. But I'm quite sad because that was my first ever sidearm I brought. And I've never brought. That's why I know nothing about pistols. I don't really know a lot about rifles either, but definitely don't know much about pistols because I bought one and that's it. So I haven't really got to look at any other pistols ever again because I've got one. So I'm very much like that. Once I've got something, I don't need to worry about other things. So yeah, quite excited to get this new one. But yeah, we'll see. If anyone wants to take on the high capper and see if they can get it working again, then by all means, give me a shout. It might just be a really simple fix, but I don't know what to do.
I'll have a look. Bring it along to the event.
Yeah, all right, mate, you have a look.
I've stripped my eye capper about 40,000 times now to find an issue, and it worked out it was just one screw. So,
but I think mine might be several screws.
yeah.
It's very old now. In Airsoft world terms, it's quite old. I'd say 8 years is an old pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there we go.
Needs a bit of love and care.
A little bit of sweet loving.
The pads as well. So there was a question that came in from Tom about whether we'd mentioned pads.
I think it was that one.
Oh, it was just whether we'd mentioned them. That was all.
Yeah, have you mentioned hip pads? I'm not sure if are they hip pads or is he?
I guess so. Yeah, I mean,
something else.
Don't know. Well, hip pads with the webbing. You mean like the old PLCE ones? You know, you could get the additional hip pad that clips around the belt. Yeah, if you get rubbing, then yeah, they're fantastic. And I mean, an awful lot of them now. I mean, my belt kit, my hip belt that I've got that my webbing's mounted on now, that's very, very padded. That's fucking lovely and comfortable. That is, and that's the British Army issue hip belt. I think it's 3 or 4 molly deep. So it's not massive. Some of them are quite big. This is still a low profile-ish sort of one. But yeah, that's fantastically comfortable. But then on the flip side of that, it doesn't need to be that thick because, like I said, like Rage's comment there, it's not technically a shooter's belt. It is more like a webbing belt. But I've got it set up for a shooter's belt purely for the adjustability, and it is super duper comfortable as well. But yeah, lovely and comfortable.
Shall I do mine quick? I mean, most of mine, to be honest with you, is mine predominantly a plate carrier. So like my foray into chest rigs and all of this is relatively short. So this is the belt that I generally tend to use. This is a Warrior gunfighter belt. I don't think they actually make this anymore. But the molly panels are all adjustable, so you can literally take off sections of the molly and then you can have stuff just belt mounted if you wanted to, so you don't have to use the molly that runs around that. It's quite a wide belt. I'm quite a wide gentleman, so I've got the biggest one that they did. I find it quite comfy. This is what I predominantly tend to wear with my plate carrier or my chest rig or anything like that, so this is pretty much always on my belt. It's not really a shooter's belt. This is more just a utility. It's almost, for me, this is almost what I wear for webbing. But I've got a little carabiner. I've got the Osprey 9mm pistol pouches that I use for my Leatherman. And then I've got the BCB, I think it's the BCB. It might be the Marauder Survival Tin pouch. So the little pouch just between the 9mm on the left and then the Brit Tac, I think it's British Tactical, something like that. Pouch is just literally a little survival tin pouch that I use for camo concealment, stuff like that. The pouch in the middle is just a lidded utility pouch, followed by that little 9mm pouch in the middle, right smack bang in the middle, was the one that I was playing around with the dynamic weight distribution system for the Virtus backpack, because the Virtus Dynamic, the DWD as it's called, requires something for that spine to sit in. I can't for the life of me find the pouch that it comes with, so I just literally jerry-rigged a 9mm thing. I've cut the lid off the top of it so that my DWD arm can slot into there. Don't use it that much, so that pouch is basically just there now forever for no reason. I could use it as a mag pouch or anything like that, but yeah, it's there if I need it. The pouch just to the right, so literally my right kind of kidney area, that's one of the GSR field pack pouches, the two that sit on the side, that you kind of get. So they fold up in half, or you can expand them out. So they're quite adaptable for things like that. Good for pyro and stuff like that. If or mags, because they're so adaptable, you can literally change the height of it. So I've got two of those. Usually one on my back, my plate carrier, and then one on the back of my belt.
The way you've got that there, Mike, is that's actually folded in half, isn't it? So if you was to undo that lid, that actually drop down the depth of that again. So
it would increase in height. So that's why I've got it set as it is there. So it would get higher, but it means that I can put mags or anything in there and almost use it as a bit of like a general utility pouch. And then a couple mag pouches, and then my quick disconnect system for my Serpa, the Black Hawk holster. It just means that I can literally leave all of my pistols in the holsters at all times, disconnect them and throw them in a box or anything like that. And then when I want to bring the pistol in or anything like that, I can just literally click the pistol in place and I'm good to go. So I've got 2 or 3 Glocks that I kind of rotate between, and they've all got their own little holsters.
I can hear Tague crying in the distance.
Yes, I know. I know.
I thought
I currently still own it, and I don't have a lot of money to. I don't have a lot of money to change that up at the moment. So that's my setup basically, and then pretty much everything from sort of my call it 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I keep empty. Just because I spend a lot of time on my belt buckles, so I'm trying to keep stuff off my front as much as possible. When you're crawling around and you've got shit on the front of you, especially I find around the lower belly area, anything like that I find incredibly uncomfortable. So, and then the sling itself is just a cheap sling that I found on Amazon. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna be an advocate for it because it's okay. It's not really, the harness system. It's not really anything particularly special. It just works. It is the thinnest one. Yeah, the thinnest one I could find.
I don't know if that's the same as my one. Looking at that, but that black tab there, Mike.
It might be, yeah. I mean, because I did look at the brand earlier, and all it says is just made in Afghanistan or somewhere like that.
Yeah, because I couldn't find for the life of me where I bought mine from, but I didn't think to look at my Amazon.
I didn't Vietnam, not Afghanistan. Those are two very.
I was going to say Afghanistan. It's probably real then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're just using a load of American kit now, aren't they?
Yeah, it's just a very thin. I mean, it's literally just webbing strap. That's all it is.
That's what I liked about it. Yeah.
It's very, very nice and low profile. So, yeah, so that's basically my belt setup.
And they should be basic, shouldn't they? It's like a shooter's belt or a gun belt, whatever you want to call it. They shouldn't be too busy. Do you know what I mean? They should just be carrying the essentials that you'd need for firing.
I think they class that as a battle
So you've
belt,
not thought about running
it's
any 5.56 on the left side there, Mike, where your carabiner is?
I haven't, because I've got I usually use my DCS plate carrier. So I've got the mags and everything like that kitted out on the plate carrier. So I usually keep my mags on my chest rig on my plate carrier. I find literally just keeping the belt as a case of, right, I can just take everything off, but I've still got my pistol. I've still got kind of the core essentials as to what I need. That if there was something happening when I'm roaming around camp or whatever, or cooking something up, I've got my pistol on me. That's the main thing. Drop leg holsters and stuff like that I was finding always quite tricky to kind of, they move about, they slip about, they just don't sort of stay in place. So yeah, that's my belt.
Good play, nice.
And then this is I think it's a Spiritus chest rig that I was given actually, that I've been running for about 6 months to a year now, and I've sort of playing around with this quite a lot. I really like it. It's very, very low profile, very small, compact. I've got the 4 5.56 mag pouches on the front with the 2 sort of fold out flapped pouches as well, that sort of sit there. It's got the dangler, the backpack, and everything like that. Comms I do find a bit challenging, as you say, because there's those thin straps. There's not really a heck of a lot. I like wiring everything in. So it's not really a heck of a lot to wire it onto. It's effectively just sort of webbing on that front. But it's pretty comfy. I really enjoy it. But what I have been doing is I found this. So this is my Warrior 901 that I found on the Defiant sales group at about half price, if not slightly more. So I bought that on the basis of...
that was a steal. That was a steal, that one. I
think it had been used once, or it hadn't been used, or something like that. So, like, I haven't used this yet. This is something that I've kind of got in the pipeline, because I'd say, having never used chest rigs before, I really like the Spiritus one. But I was finding that this is going to sound really fucking basic, but I don't like photos of me in this rig because my belly is hanging out all over the place. So it's nice and low profile. It's nice and small and confined, but I do miss having more retail estate, like from the plate camera and things like that. So I picked this up just on the basis of playing around with it. So if I do adopt this, I'll probably be giving the Spiritus one away. But I'm just going to be playing around with them for the moment and sort of working through what I like more. But I haven't had a chance to play with this one yet because I've got this sort of pre-December. And then obviously we haven't had a lot of events subsequent to that. So this is kind of this season's have a little play about, basically.
Get it out and get it dirty is the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
So that's my off rig. I say I don't really run chest rigs too much. That one, the Spiritus, has had the most amount of use. I've used that one at NAE. I've used that at multiple events, all the Empire Rising ones that we did, all the Empire events, the sniping ones, and everything like that. Worked perfectly well for that. The Defiant ones we did last year, perfect for all of those. But yeah, so those are mine.
No, I do like the Spiritus ones.
Yeah, I mean, kit wise, it's lovely. Like, I'm not faulting the quality of any of it. It's anything like that at all. There's just merely it for me is just the attachments. And sort of running the comms over and sort of trying to hardwire that.
Could you not buy
with
that in mind, then, Mike? Could you not buy the shoulder panels, the coverings?
Oh, possibly, yeah.
Over there. So
there's likely things that you could do. I mean, this is the other thing because this one's got straps on it. I don't know if those straps are compatible with the other straps, so it's kind of just playing about with it. I need to develop this whole thing a bit more. And then once I've got a setup that I like. Mike? Oh, that's all mollied in, so that's literally all attached. So that pack is configured with the whole thing. Oh, is it a Wise Pathfinder? I thought it was a 901. I'm pretty certain it's a 901.
No, the Pathfinder has the pouches physically attached.
I think
you can't take the Pathfinder off. No, that's not.
Oh, that might be Pathfinder. Oh, I don't know. Whichever one it is. That's the one I've been using this last year. Yeah, it's very nice. So that's what I'm looking through, basically.
Nicely done, mate. I like it.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't been reading any of the comments, so
let's look
did anybody see anything come up question-wise?
Yeah.
Comments.
Let's go through some starred comments.
I've used it chest rig. Dear man, wear chest rigs, get shot in the back and cry about it. Have a Snickers, get some nuts. Fair play.
Oh, it's a Pathfinder. Sorry, it's not a Spiritus, it's a Pathfinder, that one. My apologies. Thanks, Rage. It was actually donated to me by a certain someone, so they would be more likely to know what it is that they gave me.
Probably. Yeah, probably. I thought it was that. How's that Glock working for you, says Chris. I haven't got a Glock, mate, if that's to me. Unless any of you boys have bought Glocks recently.
No, I don't like Glocks.
Nope. Not me, Governor.
Nope.
No,
Mark says I throw on my Viper pack to store my BBs while sniping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair play, mate. Fair play. I think old Mustang does a backpack cover as well, didn't he? 4.1 backpack cover now for his new range that's come out. The KMCS 4.1 stuff. I'm sure there's and actually it's quite good. It does actually look good. I had a good look at it at Empire the other day. And there was a new brand which I hadn't seen before, just quickly, and it's, oh Christ. No, it's gone again. Bugger, it's gone again. Can't remember. It's like a hood, and they also do a cloak as well, with like 3 clips down the front. And it's called Invader Gear. Is it Invader Gear?
Not heard of it.
Andy, you're muted. You are no good.
Oh, yeah. Me. Greg says Invader Gear.
There it is, Invader Gear. Thank you, Greg. Oh, I saw Greg today, actually. I had a little meet up with Greg in the woods for a bit of a plink off, which was fun. Nice to see him again. It's been a while. So, yeah, it was good fun, mate. Good fun. What's funny?
Touching in the woods.
We were plinking in the woods together. It was very fun.
Tom says, I like humping weight around on my belt, but then I like pain and it's free fizz.
Absolutely. Yes, mate. My man.
Richard says, I moved my PTT on my K19. Thanks for saying how you had yours mounted. It looks a lot better where you had it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Andy?
Yeah, not a problem. Glad I could help.
Nicely done.
Agilite is ace.
There's a bit of an Agilite fan club in the community.
Yeah.
I think you fall into three categories. I think you either like Agilite and you have Agilite, you like Agilite and you don't have Agilite, or you don't like Agilite and you're wrong.
Yeah.
But Agilite is so
I like
expensive.
Agilite, but I don't have any.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the price. It is expensive.
Yeah. They've brought out a new belt that's magnetic. So like the shooter's belts where you normally have Velcro, and to take it off you have the Velcro rip. Oh no, not anymore. Now they've put loads of magnets around it, so you just click yourself to it. I was like, that is lovely.
Just don't do any CQB in an urban environment, like an industrial complex or something like that.
Yeah, go next to a shipping container.
Yeah, get a load of nails stuck to you.
Fuck. That'd be terrible if a claymore went off nearby as well, wouldn't it? Surely we would be attracting the ball bearings that come flying out of it.
They're, to be fair, probably flying fast enough that they wouldn't be.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
I think Andy should get that belt. We should test
quite a powerful magnet.
What,
with your belt on, just stand there. We'll throw handfuls of ball bearings at you. I can get hold of some, and then we'll just see how many stick to your belt. So look, that would have cut you in half.
That would have cut you in half.
Right, Andy, let's talk about what your photos show.
Yeah.
So this is a photo of my chest rig. Unfortunately, it's a little bit bare at the moment because I completely stripped it last weekend to start building it for our upcoming event. So it's not really a chest rig. It's what they class as a chest harness. Yeah, they class it as a chest harness because it has just a Velcro panel on the front, and you can just clip whatever you want onto it. Which for me, I think I've explained it when we were doing our chest plate carriers. I can literally take off that front panel using the G hooks that you can just about see, put it straight onto my Agilite plate carrier, and I literally have my plate carrier and my chest rig set up exactly the same. I've recently bought myself a new PTT. All of the shoulder strappings are padded, and you've got elastic loops, and you've got molly traveling all the way down,
Nice.
and you've got a molly strip along the back as well, which is really handy. So you've got a bit more rear estate than you normally would on a chest rig. But anything with a Velcro back, or G clips or anything you can throw on the front of this, and it works great. So it just means that my setup for both plate carrier and chest rig are exactly the same, so I don't have to start going, oh, where's my stuff? All my stuff is located exactly the same. On the right hand side is just a WOS taco pouch. I threw that on to try and test something, but I tend not to run that often. It's a good pouch, but I tend to have a radio and mag pouch combination because the cummerbunds on this only have 3 molly holes. So it's a bit awkward if you want to run anything big on the side panels or on the cummerbunds, which is why I ended up getting 2 custom pouches made. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Nice and lightweight. I throw a dangler underneath that normally, but once again was taken off for basically building for next weekend. Yeah, for science.
For science purposes. So I guess on the front then, you've got it's like an ops panel then, so you can just rip it off and bang it on something else. So it's nice and quick.
So literally, I was prepared. I brought mine up with me.
Oh, mine's over there.
So yeah, literally, it's literally just a Velcro.
Love.
The G hooks literally just come undone, and that's it, like that. It's
nice.
Gone. And that's literally all the front is. Like that's literally all you buy. There's no stock in the UK at the moment. Recently, I found out that there's a pocket behind it as well in there, which I did not even realise there was another pocket. So somewhere safe to put your phone so it doesn't get shot.
Lovely. We like that.
Yeah. And the good thing is with this, it's got the molly on the inside. So if you wanted to run like a radio pouch, like some people do on the inside of your chest rig or plate carrier, you can do that with this setup quite easily. And I think this was only about 60 quid. And there, look, so you've got molly on the back panel.
Hang on, I'll make you bigger again.
I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's the back panel.
Yeah.
So you get 2 rows of molly, so you can stick something on that. Yeah, that's my go-to chest rig or chest setup, as it were.
I like it, mate. I like it a lot.
Highly recommended, and because it works well with my Agilite system, it is the main reason that I went for it.
So, what are you generally carrying on that setup thing? Because I mean, with the pouches at the front.
So on that, I can fit. So on the pouch, this was custom made for me by Mission Tailors. So in there, I've got Velcro, so I can change the inserts. At the moment, I'm running my MWS more than anything else. So I've literally got 3 NATO ones, but I've got other ones, the 9mm ones or the 9mm ones for when I had my MP7. I've got some, what are the big ones? 556,
762.
762. So I've got got some big ones of those. But you can literally put anything in there. I've made a zip one as well. So if I'm running the LMG, it's basically a zip with 2 Velcro bits on either side, and that makes it into another pocket. Perfect for keeping stuff in there.
Just pour all your BBs in there.
Yeah, pour my BBs in there.
Grab handfuls out.
Yeah.
Come on.
And then on the side, I've got 2 elastic bits that I keep. There's BBs in there.
See? Told you I was BB.
Yeah. So I keep 1 tourniquet in there for medicing, and I keep my number 1 pistol mag in the other one. And then in the front pouches, it's literally set up with a bit of admin. Got a utility knife in there, and you can put smokes in there, and it's got elastic holders. Got some fake money in there for when needed. Elastic bands. Everyone should have elastic bands on their kit in some place, because they're so handy. Like if something breaks, like if your cable breaks, or if your PTT starts moving around, you can wrap a elastic band on it, and it works perfect.
You could form a rudimentary slingshot as well if your gun goes down.
Yeah,
Could
and
do
use
that.
the BBs
Definitely do that.
all over the floor.
Yeah. Right, let's move on to your
nice and
belt
simple.
setup.
Yeah, so my belt setup is a shooter's belt. So it has the Velcro inside, which you put through your trouser buckles. And then the belt Velcros onto the top. So I run a harness or suspenders. 2 reasons. One, it kind of spreads the weight off the belt a little bit. As you can see, I've got quite a lot on there. And also as well, it stops my trousers from falling down when I'm running. That is the Warrior Assault Systems one. I like this because it's starting to go a little bit now. But you see the bit underneath the V, that's an elastic strap.
Mm-hmm.
So your belt stays in position. You can bend over and pick something up, and you're not wedging yourself.
Okay, cool.
And you can like pull back, and like you can move. You get a lot more movement with it. I always run a belt setup, so this is my primary for no matter what weapon platform I run. So working from left to right, I've got chem lights. I've got some 8-hour daylight ones and some IR ones on there. Then I've got my 2 mag pouches for my pistol. I do want to get rid of them, but these are 511 ones, and they really do hold the mags really well. And they're not 2 singles; it's a double pouch, and I really don't want to get rid of them. So I might end up getting rid of those and just buying a one. Huh?
Well, don't then.
Just keep them.
Yeah. But I've got 2 pistol pouches, and I want to get another mag pouch.
Oh, you want another 5.56 as opposed to
want another 5.56 instead of 2.
Just get a double stack 5.56 then.
Yeah, but it's quite low profile at the moment. I might just buy a single 511.
Fucking hell, it's only going to be 20 mil thicker on 1 point.
Yeah,
it's a precious.
Makes a lot of difference.
The whole thing falls apart at that point.
Yeah,
it's just complete chaos.
I'm already 35 mil wider than everyone else, so
it makes that NWS mag easier for me to grab when I run out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's one of the Warrior elastic elac ones, whatever they call them, elastic. And then behind that, I've got my Leatherman pouch. Warrior dump pouch, the narrow one. I like that because that folds up really small. 511 admin pouch. That's handy. It's waterproof. And I tend to just keep like bandages and a few snacks in there. And then I've got my full first aid kit with scissors, and then my Cardex custom mid ride on there with my high capper in there. And the belt was originally made by, was it FVR? Hang on. Is it FVR? Is it FBR belt? Can't remember. The company that went bust that got bought out by someone else.
Yeah.
Was it FVR? Yeah, FRV tailoring.
Yes,
it was their shooter's belt. That's been going great ever since. Yeah, thank you guys. It was me not knowing what I'm talking about. But yeah, like literally, this is my setup. Like I will run that no matter what platform or chest rig, or that is my go-to. I personally prefer to run a rucksack and not have the bulkiness of webbing, even though I have set up a webbing set. Which I've never used. Don't even know what it's called. But it looks cool.
That's it. That's all that matters.
The only time webbing's really good. I do like the whole concept of webbing, and I love the look of like the proper British Army webbing setup and stuff like that. I just can't be asked to run around with my cook set and all that shit on the side of me. Like I'm already carrying more weight than other people. Like I've already got like trying to keep stuff off my back. I'm trying to keep stuff off my front. So I've only really got like pouches on the side that I want to use. Because when I roll over and everything like that, and I want to lay on my back for whatever reason, that sounded really weird. If I want to lay on my back, if like I'm trying to be like stealthy or whatever, I want to be like up against the ground, or I want to be like arched. I know. I'm just moaning. I'm not going to convince Lance of this.
You're not. No, it's nonsense. Just spouting nonsense. I love
One
it.
thing I did want to mention though is that if anyone is running a belt setup, a webbing setup, or anything like that, and you haven't invested in a good sort of suspenders, whatever you call a harness, yoke, get one, because the number of times that I was running around prior to kind of discovering this fact with a battle belt sort of halfway down my arse. And like constantly sort of shifting it about, and because when you're running about, everything moves anyway, so you kind of need something that's going to hold it in place. And the harness setup and everything is just such a simple addition, but try and get that low profile one, because there are so many systems out there that are just like a proper thick, yoke.
Padded.
Like there's so much going over the top of you and like that. And then if you then overload that with other things, so if you've got your belt setup has got a thick yoke, and then you've got a webbing setup or a chest rig or anything like that that's got a thick set up, and then you've got your Bergen on top of that. That's you're talking maybe a couple inches thick almost with stuff running over the top.
But that's it exactly, mate. And the other trap you can easily fall into with like a shooter's belt setup is when you do add suspenders or a yoke or whatever it is you want to call it, you sort of like go into the mindset of, I can add loads more shit to this now because it's not going to fall down. But you need to try and stay away. Just load it to what you need and keep it like that. Because just because it's there, because obviously those harnesses underneath, they are low. Let's say they are low profile. The more weight you add, the more they're going to cut in. So you need to just maintain that simplicity of the setup. It's a shooter's belt. It's for shooting. And having your sort of your first line of defense sort of stuff on it. So if you was on stag just with that on, you've got a couple of 5.56, couple of pistol mags, you've got your sidearm, an IFAK, and a dump pouch maybe, or whatever it is, a small utility pouch or whatever it could be. And that's more than what you'd need for, well, that is literally all you should be carrying on a shooter's belt setup, or tailored to you. You know, because at the end you're just going to end up making another webbing set.
Yeah, I think what I've got should be your maximum. Maybe like swapping out, maybe swap out one pistol mag for another 5.56 or whatever system you run. So maybe swap out one of your pistol mags for another primary. But I probably wouldn't have any more than that, because like this is quite a heavy setup, especially with having your pistol attached to it and your mags on the other side. But then if you're running around and you don't have the yoke, but if you're running around without a yoke on it, your trousers are gonna, unless you have childbearing hips and you can have it riding up above them.
Well, this is what I'd found before. That's why I never ran shooter's belts, because it just wouldn't stay up. It just kept them falling down. It just pissed me off. But then, obviously, since losing some of the weight I've lost and I've sort of got hips back again, I could sort of wear one now because it sits on where it should sit and it doesn't fall down. But I still have a harness because I just find it comfy. You haven't got to have the belt as tight as what you would have to have it to stop it falling down and moving. So it affords you to have that little bit more freedom where you can just have a regular trouser belt, albeit heavy duty still, just because of what you're using it in, and just have that freedom of just like, it's tight enough to be comfortable, but not sort of like over tight where it's it's not going to fall down, but this is really fucking cutting into me now, or whatever it might be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I tend to have mine quite tight, just because I find it more comfortable. Because I find that it kind of splits the load bearing from my shoulders, especially if I'm wearing a plate carrier or a chest rig with a backpack. You do end up getting a lot of weight on your shoulders. Whereas if you have it a little bit, just not so it's cutting off the circulation to the lower part of my body. But if you just have it a little bit tighter, it spreads the weight a little bit between your shoulders and your hips.
Yeah, defo. Yeah, I mean, like my old Osprey rig, my old Osprey plate carrier when I first started, I had a shooter's belt then, and what I ended up doing was just having two carabiners on the back of the plate carrier that were clipped onto the D-rings on the back of the belt, just so it held the back up, and then that sort of worked for a while. But then when you're taking it all off, it's a bit of a fiddle and a bit of a ball ache, but it does work. You know, it will help. You know, it's like a micro suspender system sort of thing where you've got two.
The thing is, if you've got the two of those attached though, because I mean, I had my first Condor plate carrier. Like the proper, it was just entry level. I've got this plate carrier, and then I massively just cable tied and just attached this thing to the belt, so on the basis that everything was just one system. And that's great until you want to take the plate carrier off, or you want to just ditch one bit of kit, and then you've immediately lost everything. Like you're either got everything on or everything off, and that's a nightmare.
Yeah, for sure.
So any kind of separation that you can get helps.
Because with this belt, I could quite easily, I could grab my primary and I know that I've got a magazine in the gun and I've got a spare.
Exactly. And
then I've got my sidearms. Yeah. So I can literally mount a few minutes defense, giving time for the others to get their kit on, come up and relieve me, and then I can fall back and get my kit on and join the fight again. So that's the way I look at it. Like this, like Lance said, this is your first line system, and then your chest rig or your plate carrier would be your second. And that's one thing that I don't like about webbing as well, is that I personally still haven't worked out where to put a bloody pistol without it looking stupid or getting in the way. So I find that with a webbing set, you end up losing the sidearm.
Just why I like drop leg.
I was going to say it starts to become a drop leg or a thigh holster or something like that, doesn't it? Like lower thigh.
But then for me, that's too low. If I have anything lower than, say, the bottom of my hip, start of my thigh, I tend to overstretch, and then when I pull it out, I get myself caught up on my webbing.
At that point, you need the leather underarm holsters, don't you? Like, you
Yeah.
pull it out. You got your webbing set around your waist, and then you got your pistols.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just one thing I wanted to add as well with belt setup and everything like that, and I've learned this the hard way. So if I can in any way help one person avoid this, check what if you're kind of setting one up for the first time, you're going to take it to an event, crouch down with it. Try and get into some of the positions and things that you're going to be potentially in, because I had sort of just where your chem lights are, well, pretty much where the pistol pouches are actually. I had my Leatherman pouch there at one point. Like, so when I squatted down, it would literally just rest on the top of my leg. On one event, I ended up with such a bruise where my Leatherman was just bashing into my leg the whole time. Every time I crouched down, got up, crouched down again. And I was like, where the hell has that come from? Because I thought I'd been like, properly run into something or something like that. But this was literally just from my pouch, just constantly impacting on my leg.
Yeah.
So just check those sorts of things as well. Just sort of try and avoid that actually happening at an event. So,
yeah, good shout, mate. Good
you
shout.
had one more image as well, Andy, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
This is my webbing set that I've never worn. I've bought.
There you go, mate.
I don't even know what it is. It's the one that you put the pouches onto the belt and then you yoke.
The PLCE.
PLCE, yeah, that one. Never worn it. And that's the Cardex Customs radio pouch. That was,
okay.
Just nestled in there.
Need to get that dirty. Need to spray that.
I thought you'd say that, but yeah, never worn it.
Well, that needs to change for a start.
Yeah.
There you go. There
Brand new. Came with a gas mask bag, I think it was. Don't know where the gas mask bag is, but yeah, never worn it. Don't even know how comfortable it is. Ended up taping it all up. I think it looks all right. It looks the part. I want to change the buckles though. I can't stand those plastic buckles. I want to change them to like the
the PLCE ones, the old school ones.
Yeah, the metal ones. I want to change it to. The quick release ones.
Yeah.
Like I've got on my shooter's belt. I want to. That'll probably be my next thing. But I might wear that at the event. Probably won't. But
so Rage has just said you haven't worn it or used it, Andy, because you're sensible.
Yes.
Another webbing haters out there. Like it.
But yeah, I bought it because Lance said buy a webbing set. I bought a webbing set.
Well, that's it.
And now I have one. Yeah. I've got a
DPM webbing set that I bought because Lance made me buy over DPM webbing set.
That was for the Falklands event, wasn't it?
That was the Falklands one, yeah. To be fair, though, that because we wanted to look the part for the Falklands event, so I hadn't got a problem wearing that for that.
You'll have to dig out that cracking image of you walking down the hill with the scrimmed up Mark IV helmet on and all the kit. That's a good picture.
That's a wicked photo.
Yeah.
So the one thing that I don't understand is what is this bit for? If anyone can tell me. So
what is this bit?
On one of the pouches, it has a flap on the top of the pouch. With this.
Yes. So that is if you're running a radio system in that pouch, you can undo the lid, tuck the lid in, run your radio pack, and then you get an extra retention strap, which will clip it shut.
What? So you run it in there like that, and
that's it. So then you'll have the radio pack sitting out of the pouch.
But no, because it doesn't fit. Because it's a different.
No, you get an additional clip. You get an additional clip.
Oh right.
Which makes that long. If you go back to my webbing set, you'll see my spare clip on my one, which is skipping back a little bit. I grant you. But on you see on that there, so that's the spare retention clip there. So that you'll undo that, tuck the lid in, and then clip that shut, and that'll hold your radio pack like a proper like a modular radio system. It's right in the back there.
Still probably won't use it, but it looks good.
Yeah, probably won't. No.
unless Lance goes, you got to wear a webbing set, and then I'll be like,
you've got to wear a webbing set this month.
I've got one. Yeah.
There you go. Wear that with your chest rig. Ooh, sexy.
Right, let's throw a couple of the questions in. South Hearts Airsoft said we've got lots more to come from our small little piece of the world.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it, mate. Well done.
Let us know. We can give you a little bit of
You're literally
Say.
15 minutes from my house.
Ooh, we may have to plan a visit.
Come
Unleash hell at South Hertz Airsoft. Well, I say hell. It'd just be us.
Hello.
And now I'm
Hey,
better.
you guys!
Now I'm better and I can run around the field. I should be able to come along and have a pew-pews.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Chris says, did you see the awesome use of the old CDs during the Airsoft games in Germany?
Negative.
I think these were for targets on vehicles.
Oh, okay.
Are they?
I don't
I
know.
believe. Somebody had
No
mentioned
idea.
that there were CDs for use of targets on vehicles.
What, cross-dressers? Or like proper old, like...
Yes.
So they had cross-dressers tied to vehicles as targets.
Well, they did say Germany.
Quick question from South Hearts Airsoft. Really dumb one, lads. If your weapon isn't scoped, do you carry binos?
Yeah, if it's like a recce event,
Yeah.
always carry a set of binos or a spotting scope, something like that, in addition to your weapon-mounted sights. Especially if you're down the sights and you're sort of liaising with whoever your number 2 is, if you like, in the OP.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be watching through binos, or if you're both scoped up, you may not necessarily need them. But I always take them. They're a great addition to like a recce kit for sort of getting eyes on and that. Set of binos and a spotting scope.
Well, it's like
My phone's got 100 times zoom on it. The Machiavellian one that we did, I was taking some pretty decent photos of Rage kind of wandering around and like his mob, like taking photos of them zoomed in.
I think he dropped something at some point because he did an awful lot of walking around just looking at the floor. There's only so many photographs you could take of that, really. Before it starts getting a bit samey.
I've got to admit, I tend not to take them out unless it's for a specific role or event.
Mm-hmm.
I don't just carry them around.
Just if you do take out scopes or additional things like that, make sure you scrim net up the ends, or at least have some scrim net just to get rid of the lens glare or flare, what we call it. There you go.
Yeah. There we go.
Mark Prescott says, my Recon is a 25 litre and I fit a decent amount of gear in there. Front top pouch is a rangefinder, barometer, door book with notepad and pen. Front pouch under it has a burner, cup, brew bags, milk, etc. Main external pouch has snacks and a thermal top. Inside the main pouch holds the ghillie and length of rope to turn the backpack into a drag bag.
Good man.
Perfect.
I like the sound of that.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Love it.
Les says he's used your chest rig and finds an amazingly comfortable bit of kit. It'll be his next purchase.
Good man. Yeah, he's lovely comfortable.
Pegasus says comms on a chest right is nightmare. Comms on a chest is right. Is a right comms nightmare. On a chest is a right nightmare. But I've got the genuine Ron Burgundy issue, and that if people write it, that's what I read. But I've added an admin panel with Molly to have somewhere to put the PTT.
Mm-hmm.
Fair play. Nice.
That's why I like. That's why I like my one, because it's got loads of real estate, like coming up to about here, which is perfect. So I can do what Lance doesn't like, and I can thread it through and keep all cable management.
I love everything just tidy. Keep it tidy, like neat. Ray says he's plinking Southern for dogging.
Yes, absolutely is.
Yep,
that is absolutely accurate.
In terms of the Agilite Velcro and magnets, Pegasus says you're wrong there, Andy. It still has Velcro. The magnets are to line the belt out, apparently.
Ooh.
You're wrong, Andy.
Right, well, now I'm going to buy one because I just thought it was Velcro, but that's
Mike, I'm judo chopping him because he's wrong.
Yeah, sorry.
Even when he was doing it the whole time,
he still couldn't get it in time.
Because I can only push it once at a time. James C makes the point that it would be a secondary fragmentation risk.
Yes.
Which someone went, well, yeah, but it's fine because it's an Agilite fragmentation risk, so it's nice anyway.
Yeah, it'll be pleasant on the tickles.
It's Gucci frag, so let's just let it hit me.
Mark, Andy, what high kappa mount, RMR mount are you using?
A black one.
Don't answer it because Toss has changed his picture on YouTube.
I think it's just the one from. Can't remember if I bought it from High Kappa Hub or Patrol Base, but one of those two places they've got them. So it was so long ago. Can't remember which one I bought. They're only about a tenner each, £10, £20. But yeah.
Cool. And I had a question come in from Les before the show, so we'll just end on that note. So it's regarding the Warrior Universal Pistol Holster. I have this, and I find that the release mechanism keeps catching on my side and releasing my pistol. Is there something I'm doing wrong, or that I need to do, or am I just fat? How can I rectify this?
No, so I have the universal holder, and I ended up getting rid of it because of if you're running a high capper, the release button is very close to where I can't show my pistol, but where the latch is that holds the slide back. So when you bend down, you actually press the button and it releases it. Or what I found with mine is that it was pressing the mag release button and you were losing a mag. Especially on the newer high cappers and some of the TM Glocks, you end up, it's just where it sits. Unfortunately, there's not really a lot you can do with that. Have a look and see where things are touching and maybe get a Dremel and cut bits out. But then you obviously are going into a deep dive in regards to modding your kit.
What is it? Is it the actual thumb press on the universal release that catches?
So sometimes you can bend over.
So it's a point, and just put like a rubber bung on the top of it, or glue something onto the top to make it a less.
Could do, but sometimes
press?
Yeah, but then sometimes what I found with the high capper was that it wasn't locking in properly because of the shape. Because it's not a real pistol. It wasn't fitting in properly, so it was holding it in there like nice and secure while I was running. But then all I needed to do was kind of like bend over, and it just moved it that tiny little bit amount for the pistol to just come out.
Yeah. Rubbish.
I actually ended up losing quite a few mags once I moved over to my new high capper, my Taran. I lost about 3 or 4 mags within the first couple of weeks. Ooh. And I was like, no, that's it. I'm done. I need to change. Yeah.
Yes.
But it's just purely because of Airsoft not being the same as real steel.
Yours. Thigh holster, mate. Bang it, get a thigh plate and just bang it on that, and then you won't have that problem. You'll be good as gold.
If you want to get in touch with the show, you can do so on our email at nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is @November_Foxtrot_NoFo. And the website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. You can also contact us on our own individual Instagrams of @9voltairsoft, @callsign_quartermaster, and @the_punished_1_. We are going to be again back next week, surprise, surprise, with Bags and Bergens.
Get in.
Bags and Bergens.
Oh, mate, that's made my day.
Because I bought 2 new ones.
As we sort of discussed at the beginning of the year,
Mike's bought 9.
Man, I've got so many Bags and Bergens. This is part 1. It's just my section, and then you guys.
We're
part 1 of 4.
Yeah, me and Lance 15, 20 minutes. The rest of it's going to be Mike.
Yes,
I might genuinely get them all out and just like, right, these are all the bags that I use. We're going to be, as I said, back in sort of start of January, we're going to be kind of refreshing our website and everything like that. And this is kind of another push into that. So this is why content might be some stuff that we've overlapped on before, but things have changed. We're mixing it up. So we've got a whole schedule planned all the way up until October now of episodes and content and stuff like that. But if you want to get in touch and ask us to cover a specific topic, then you can do so. So just get in touch. Let us know what you want us to talk about. If there's a guest that you want us to speak to, anything like that, let us know.
Absolutely.
We will reach out to them and have a chat with them, and they might ignore us, and
then
they'll be okay. But at least we've made the effort.
But then we'll still reach out to them and touch them.
Yeah.
Ooh, kick the table.
Little shout out as well to UK Airsoft Ladies and their podcast. They've got some cracking recent episodes. They had Lone Star Tactical on 2 weeks ago. So if you are interested in some of the content they're producing, go and check them out.
Awesome.
Anvil Airsoft as well keeps producing odd little videos, bits and pieces here there on some really cool little subjects and stuff. So go check them out as well. Yep.
If you are looking for kit advice and stuff,
find a different podcast.
No, it's not a different podcast.
Don't waste your time here.
I've forgotten what it is. I'll post the link up on the other one. But there's someone that's doing very similar videos to what Grand Thumb does. and like they're going through little tips and tricks and tips that they picked up through doing SF work and stuff on how to pack your Bergens. Ash sent me the link to it, and he's actually got quite a few stuff on it. So I'll throw the link up on the socials.
Not Prepared Pathfinder by any chance, is it?
No. He's American.
Is he the one that did the sleeping one, like the sleep pads and stuff like that?
Who Prepared Pathfinder?
Hang on.
I can't remember. I was just thinking the one Andy was thinking of, but I don't know. We'll find out, and we'll throw it up on the socials.
Well, if you like a UK one, Prepared Pathfinder.
No, it's American.
Look him up.
It's American. Pegasus.
Oh, it's actually on Spiritus. Yeah, Spiritus Systems.
Yeah.
Did the video.
Right. Say goodbye, guys.
There you go.
Goodbye, guys.
Closing words?
Yeah, go on then.
Go on in.
What, me? Oh,
I've got to get some pictures of my Bergen for next week. I'm excited. I'm excited for that.
Look after each other and give the next person you see a hug.
Really? Or a judo chop.
Yeah, or judo chop. Or a boop. Or a boop on the nose. We need a boop.
Yes.
You're doing it too quick.
Oh, I did it.
Right, we'll see you next week. Have a good one. And
Stay
NoFo.
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 Ciao,
Bye,
Bella.
guys.
Later,
See ya.
Tater.
Bye.
Bye.
And just a sneaky little end to the show as well. I couldn't get away with not posting that picture up of Lance. So there you go. See you later.
Motherfucker.
Bye.